If they say that this is your enemy, there's one thing you need to consider. It is my decision to think now. It is me to think now that this person is not my enemy, but let me try to come and interact with him and see.
You decide what to think.
That is it. That is it.
There is a time I went in Burundian's refuge camp. I was painting some stuffs there, and in their society, they call each other these tribe names. And the first time they called each other, oh, you this person, I was like, hey, this is Gwanda guys. And they said, oh, now this is a refuge camp of Burundians.
When we are saying we are youth, and then we always put a gap between us and the elderly, saying that these are the elders supposed to do this, they are older than us. I think it's all about ideology. You can really be an old person ideologically, but maybe biologically you are young.
The Europeans, they realize that they need each other to survive, right? We cannot be fighting. At one point we get tired of violence, of conflict and all that. So what is the way forward? How can we be able to come together and be united?
We should also listen to the elder people because they have more experience. They experience conflict. So if we can listen to them and then learn from them, then definitely we can try to be good leaders and also to help in let's say creating unity among us youth today.
I think young people must do a small thing and it will grow over time, like talk and listen to other people and work together to join volunteer work and volunteer work and work together so that it can help.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. So we are here this afternoon to talk about the topic called how youth can be a bridge to bring back peace in the post-conflict communities. So my name is Hirwa. I am from Rwanda. By professional, I am a painter artist, and I'm doing my last year in university in economics. So I'm happy to be with you this afternoon. So yeah.
Good evening, everyone. It's a good opportunity to meet again with the youths, and I always say that they are the youths with vision. So I'm by the names of Abiaze Stephen Awari. I'm also here happy today to come and also talk about this topic of how youths can be the bridge in the communities. So I'm by profession a software engineering student at Kigali Independent University, and I'm in my last year. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Christine Said Andrea. I'm so honored to be part of this engaging discussion. So I'm a student at Kigali Independent University pursuing a bachelor degree in data science. So for now, this is all I can say. Thank you.
Hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Zain. I am from Sudan. I am a law student at Unilag. So today I am so glad to be here with my sisters and brothers from different African countries. And today we have a very important topic: how we as a youth can be the bridge, how we can reconnect and rebuild our African societies. As we know, in many African countries, actually the majority of the African countries, they have a conflict. So, and youth, they are 60% of the population of the Africa. I think it is a common percent in African country. So we are the majority. So how can we be the bridge, and can we be the solution to solve our problems and to push our societies forward? Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shahid, and it is my first time to be there, and I'm glad to meet you guys. And I study medicine at the University of Medical Science and Technology, as it's called, MOST. And today I am happy to be there. Thank.
Good afternoon to everyone. I'm Sharon, and it's my first time to be on this platform today, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm a law student of the UNILAC. It's my second year, and for this topic today is very, very interesting. And once again, I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm Al Hassan. I'm a law student at Unilag, and I'm very glad to be here to talk about this interesting topic. Hope you all the best.
Thank you so much. I go by the name Masonic. I'm an artist, stroke rapper. I'm grateful to be here today to share this platform with you all. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, it's actually a good opportunity once again, as I said earlier. And as we are kicking off with this discussion, I believe it is going to be very interesting even to our audience outside. So let us just enjoy this discussion. So let me introduce the topic, which says, can young people be the bridge in divided communities, especially relevant in post-conflict societies? So this is a question to all of us and also to our audience outside. So as we continue with this topic, and I believe that we shall have a wonderful debate on this. So let me also give my views on this. Youth can be the bridge, but for them to be a bridge, they cannot just be a bridge by chance. It needs sacrifice, it needs awareness, and it needs a lot of things that we, the youths, we must handle it together, so that we can be able to reach to the solution we want and be the bridge. So let us also hear from most of us. Then we shall see how the discussion will continue with us.
Okay, for me, why we say youth? Like, there is a lot of categories in the community, youth, and we have governmental institutions. We have the old, they have more experiences. But the question here, why we say youth particularly? Because I think youth has, like, they have criteria more than anyone else. Number one, they are the majority, especially in Africa. Number two, for the youth, like, they are open-minded. They're open, like, they don't refuse any idea, any new idea or any new culture. They can listen, they can hear of you. Like, some conflicts are because of most of the conflicts, they have been there because of misunderstanding. Like, let's say, for example, religious conflicts. Why should someone, let's say, X religion hate someone from Y religion? Why? I understand something about that religion, which is, of course, it's not correct. There is no religion say you have to kill or you have, but I understand something like that. For the youth, they are open-minded. I can sit and have dialogue with someone else, understand he loves me and I loves him, and we are the sons of the same country, and we can move on to accept one another. Do you agree with me on this?
Sorry, I'll come up with a question. You ask yourself a question, says, why youth? And that's the question I'm going up to come up with as well. The elder people or the elder generations, they are the most experienced. They know the consequence and the disadvantages of conflict and wars. But still, we still have wars. And these people we are calling elder, they were once youth as us. So why don't you think they are the first people to understand the disadvantages, or why do you think they ignore it and it is now our like something youth has to deal with? Why we have elder generations in Africa? That's my question.
I want to add something here. Right now, we are talking about the youth role in societies, but I do think our problem here in Africa, it is about how can you youth be a part of the government or the decision making, because as we see here, in many African countries, they have very old people. I want to bring for you that story of an African president, and right now he is 90 something. I think he's 95 or 90, 93 years old. So when he come with his cabinet and they want to do a meeting, he falls asleep. Yes, he just talk about 5 minutes, and after that he is sleeping. So, and when we are talking about youth and why we as a youth should be the reason of the change, because we are energetic. Youth, they are energetic, but I do think the main problem here in Africa, it is power sharing. Youth, they are outside of decision making. They just suffering from different problems like unemployment. They don't have the opportunities to participate in government and do something. So, and some of them, or the majority of them, their dream is to go to Europe or America. And even when they go to America and Europe, they will be like, they don't be a part of the society in Europe or in America. As we see, they are homeless. Most of them, they are homeless. They are working in very simple works, like just they are workers. They have a very small amount salary. So that is a problem of Africa. It is youth participation. That is the point we should be discussed. How can we be involved in the decision making? Thank you.
Okay. So for youth, for us, we are opportune to have opportunities like, unlike our parents or the other people. They have, like, let's say what we have today, the technology, the advancement of technology. They have it. They have people to advise them on things that they should do or decision to make. But us as youth today, we have those opportunities. So it's like we should also listen to the other people because they have more experience. They experience conflict. So if we can listen to them and then learn from them, then definitely we can try to be good leaders and also to help in, let's say, creating unity among us youth today. So that's why I think, so us as youth, we should create that mindset. Like, we can't just depend on ourselves, on our own mindset. We have not experienced what our, let's say, elderly people experience. They experience more than us. But then there are some youth today, we will like act like we are more experienced than the elderly people. We won't want to listen to them and we will think that we are more than them, which is wrong. Although we have access to all those medias, like social medias and other platforms, we should also listen to our elderly people when they make decision or say something that might help us tomorrow.
Okay, it's actually good. What I wanted to say here is that I've seen we are giving views, but we are beating around the bush. Okay? As we can see, our topic, it is divided into two. Can the young people be the bridge in divided communities? We are not tackling that part. I don't know why. My brother here, you talked about even my brother here, he talked about the elderly people, and you also talked about the elderly people. But my sister here touched something very important concerning the youth particularly. So when you see here, it is a question that is being asked. Can the young people Can the young people? Here, definitely it refers to us, the youth. I'm a youth, you are a youth, and all of us, we are youths. Okay? So here, the question asks yourself, can the youth be bridge? For me, yes, the youth can be bridge. But for us youth to be a bridge in the society, which kind of bridge do you want to be? A bridge that will bridge one youth to the other one to cause conflict, or a bridge that can be able to connect people together? And mostly in most cases, what we know is that bridge is something that connect two things to make what? Two things together. To be actually a good, like, let me say just a way for that one, yeah, to a link. So here, when we talk about this, what we are referring to is that a youth cannot become a bridge by chance. That is one thing we need to know. For you to become a bridge, you need, first thing, you need awareness. Why do I need to become a bridge? That is first thing you need to know. Youth, before you go to the elderly people, you first need to reason by yourself. Is this thing that I'm doing, is it okay? Is it affecting me, or is it affecting someone else? Is it affecting the society? Just think about it. So through that one, you can be able to become a bridge through awareness. Second thing, also through sacrifice. Even though you know that you're going to lose your life in something that you know one day it is going to bring a benefit, please try to do it. But we today, mostly some of us, we the youth, we fear that. We fear that part. No one wants to die. I'm telling you. Though there is a quote says that everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. Okay? So this is exactly with the youths. And then the third thing is that the cooperation between the youths. Once there is no cooperation, believe me, not one person cannot become a bridge. It is the collective responsibility of the youths in order to become what? To become the bridge in order to build a society. You know, when the community is divided, like for us, let me say, we have different communities from where I came from, and I believe some of us here also have different communities from where they came from. So we see the communities are actually divided. When we are growing up, the elderly normally tell us, okay, this is your enemy, that is your enemy, please don't interact with this, don't interact with that. So you as a youth, expect yourself you're going to sit in class with different communities, people who came from different background, and from home you're being told that this is your enemy. Will you actually stay there in peacefully or something? Of course you will not. But now it is your decision in order to interact with these people. That's why we find that in a school you will find different people interacting with different communities. So this is one. Now it is you, the youth, who have taken the decision in order to what? To be a friend with another person from different community. Then my sister also talked about something about social media. And you said clearly that the elderly people, they have less knowledge about the social media. That is true. They have less knowledge. Because what they are focusing on now is to survive, actually. To survive, and also to keep what they have started. They just want to keep it going the way they want it. So now youths, what do? There are different ways. Once you are aware that you can be a bridge in the society, what you need to do is that through the social media, you can be able to influence. Like today, I learn different culture. I can be able to learn what do they like actually. You leave about the bad part, but you go to the good part of it. Because normally, we the human being, we normally think about the bad part of something, but we forget the good part. So now, we the youths, we need to advertise like our cultures online. We also need to interact with people online. If there are workshops, we need to go there and interact with the youths, and then we continue. So through this way, we can be able to be the bridge. So also, let me also leave the chance to my colleague, and then we also come and tackle the second part. So how we can see how we can be able to tackle it.
I like that, my brother. When you touch that point of people coming together, as you have been in different communities, different societies, and now probably you're with different people. You know, as we say about conflict, we all experience conflict one way or the other. Let's say if you are from a conflict zone, let's say your country is in war, whether you are there or not, you still go through it psychologically or any other way, because those are your people, right? This thing of thinking biologically, I don't think it works right now. When we are saying we are youth, and then we always put a gap between us and the elderly, saying that these are the elders supposed to do this, they are older than us. I think it's all about ideology. You can really be an old person ideologically, but maybe biologically you are young. So I would urge people to tackle that, you know. You biologically, you are ideologically all tackle that. You have no fear. Since you have gotten a chance to meet other people from different places, you gotta look into that. Like for me personally, war is something fresh, you know, in my mind, in like my experience, something very fresh. It's not far away because I come from the Republic of South Sudan. So maybe you may have seen in the news, you may have read somewhere whatever is going on. That's something worldwide. What is going on there? It's the human crisis is very intense. But I don't choose to focus on that. I put my mind on other things. I put my mind on the environment I'm in. I put my mind on positive things because change starts with you as a person. And I realize what is really affecting the people back there. Sometimes education can play a role, but also it's something, it's a system, okay? It's rotten. I know people with PhD there who cannot make a decision because, okay? So it's the circumstances that people are faced with. But if you look into yourself as a person, if you look inside you, what do you want? Love is my greatest religion, by the way. So I preach love, to the next person. That means like me and my brother here, if we decide to do something, because I do music, right? We decide to participate in a play together. We're happy. I wouldn't mind where it's coming from. You understand? But that activity, it's everything at that moment. So if we can push this out to different people, we come together and do things together, we will move from that kind of thing. When you focus on something too much on negativity, it builds inside you as a person. You cannot be able to take it away. I had one or two that somebody can tell you in the community that this is your enemy. But look, you are all right now. You're a big person. You can be able to think. You can be able to make decisions, informed decisions. If I was told that my sister here is my enemy, then I get to share space with her. I will have to judge for myself. I wouldn't take your advice telling me that she's my enemy. Because in reality, she's not. It's just another innocent girl that is getting to know me.
To add on the point you said, if they say that this is your enemy, there's one thing you need to consider. This is maybe an elderly person telling you that so and so is your enemy. This is one. But you yourself, well, me, I was not part in the conflict, and my brother here was not part in the conflict, but we are two different people. It was our elders that had the what? Had the problem, had the fight. Yeah. So now, for us, me, I know clearly I don't have any problem with you, but it is our parents that have problem. So it is my decision to think now. Yeah. It is me to think now that this person is not my enemy, but let me try to come and interact with him and see.
You decide what to think.
That is it. That is it. So that was the point I wanted to add there.
My brother Stephen, you touched something very important. You are talking about how can we youth be the solution. Let us take you and I as an example. You from the Republic of South Sudan. I am from Republic of Sudan. And as we know, Sudan and South Sudan, before 2011, they were one country. But after that, we had that separation between us. So right now, of course, we know the war between Sudan and South Sudan. It's since 1955, and it was from the colonization. Yes, there are many reasons for this. Like some South Sudanese, they think they are second-class citizens. They think there is Arab superiority or something like this. They are not equal. But right now, I can say, yes, that is exist. We have racism, we have injustice, we have mismanagement of diversity in our various governments. But you and I right now, we are the new generation. So how
if you
can
see
you
well,
see?
it was just political ideologies in order to divide people or maybe to put people in a particular place. But now, as you said, those ones, it happened in the past actually.
Yeah.
But it is us now, me and you, to take decision on
yes.
how where can we live. Just like now we decided even to come here, it was our decision, right?
Yes.
So that is exactly how we the youths, how can we be bridging that? And I believe me and you, we are already the bridge.
Yes.
That's true. You mentioned something great, and my brother he's mentioned something like ideologically. When I mostly discuss this with my fellow friends and classmates. I tell them there is no countries, there is no continent. It is just ideologically. When you go to the border, let's say if I drive my car and I go to the border of Rwanda and Uganda, it's still the land, it's still the same, right? It's just ideologically someone tells you, a policeman or someone there, oh, you moved from this country to another country, but the area is the same. What you see is the same. So me, I think and I dream of having a one world in coming years. I don't know if it is coming in 50 years, 100 years, 200 years, but it will still come. There will be a time we no longer be having a countries. We no longer be looking for a visas to move from one country to another. You see, like now, the world is being linked through social medias, through different things. Now I can wake up and follow my fellow brother from Sudan. We discuss, we call each other on a video. I follow someone from Australia, those kind of stuffs. And I think if African countries we would come together as one nation or one continent which works together, I will come up with this example of Europe. If we go back in post World War One and World War Two, someone who died at that time, if you wake up him today and tell him that there is a European Union, they no longer fight too much as before.
Yes.
It's like dream for him because they used to have a lot of fights between them. But by the time they came up with this concept which says we are European Union, we are like one country, one continent which works together. You can move from this city like Paris to Belgique to London with just driving. That's when you realize there is no borders. Like your elder brother from another country, you are the same. So through this, we reduce conflicts, we reduce wars, and we understand each other as human beings. Yeah, that's what I think.
I just want to add a point under what you said about like Europeans back then with the World War One and Two. Like we can actually relate it. Somebody was asking about like the presidents. They used to be youths before, so why didn't they like avoid this kind of wars that is happening? Like in my country, 2016 and 2013. I can put this point just like the way you said it. The Europeans they realize that they need each other to survive, right? We cannot be fighting. At one point we get tired of violence, of conflict and all that. So what is the way forward? How can we be able to come together and be united? So for me, like for youths, for young people to be the bridge to divided communities, I think we need structure. For me personally, like my opinion, I believe nothing can work when we don't structure things, when we don't organize things. Let's look at Rwanda as an example. Like the genocide that happened in 1994, it was a painful, traumatic experience, but I think as Rwandans, they acknowledge it, that something like that happened. So how can we move forward? These are the solutions we're talking about. So the thought of peace kind of building society whereby like the Omuganda, they come together to clean the streets. This bring people together. This is unity in one way. We're bridging what? The divided communities. We used to be like tribes, or we used to be like this community and this community cannot come together. But let's create things that can bring all of us together. Maybe we can, in education system, we can build up some simple kind of programs like sports, like cultural events, just to bring the young people together, to plant the seeds of love, unity, peace building in their mindset. So once we change their mindset, once we let them know that when we love each other, when we're united, we can be able to progress, then I think we can be the bridge. This is for me just, we need to have a structure, follow that structure. And for me, I believe there's nothing like a society cannot change. Like just let's look at Rwanda, and this is just the perfect example for us. So it is all about we changing our mentality, putting a structure forward, whether by the government, by education, by the youths themselves, then we can be able to move forward. So let us try to look at the solutions. What can we do as youths to move forward? Can we create Umuganda? Can we create sports? Can we create cultural events? Anything to make us be living, in harmony with one another. This is the point I have to say about the generation. Let's leave the generation. 30 years ago is not the same like now. So let's try to look for ways that we can move forward.
Um, My point is, young people can change negative ideas, like because young people are more often open-minded than older generation, so they can question old beliefs and help other to see things in new ways, and that can help them to understand like each other. Yeah.
So additional to what she said, I would add this: most of like 90% or 95 of the people who liberated this country is Rwandan, by the way. In 1994, they were youth. Like if we look at our president now, he's above 65. In 1994, he was 30 something, under 35, and they started the war of liberating in 1990. He was like 31 or 32. So this is a good example of what youth are able to do. But sometimes they need a sport, like they need to be given a time, like a way, or a sport rights, somewhere where you can sit and decide of something. Otherwise, you can stay there in communities and you discuss something, but it doesn't come up with, for example, like us here in East African, let's say if Rwanda is doing well, you have reduced the tribes, we have reduced this and this, we are together now as Rwandans, we no longer have tribes. But when you bring, like you take your kid to Congo, in Eastern Congo, if you go to Burundi, they are still using tribes. So this is an example of if one person is willing to solve the problem, but the others, the neighbors, they are not able, they are not even understanding. Like me, when you are growing up here, like these tribes of Tutsi and Hutus, you understand it as something which is strange in your mind. But by the time you go, there is a time I went in Burundians refugee camp. I was painting some stuffs there, and in their society, they call each other these tribe names. And the first time they called each other, oh, you this person, I was like, hey, this is Rwanda guys. And they said, oh, now this is a refuge camp of Burundians. So we are Burundians. So now you can understand the tribe, it is already done here in Rwanda, but in our neighbors, it's still there. And the problem is this: the tribes we had here in Rwanda, it is still the same. It's the same with Burundians, even the names, and the Eastern DRC, yeah, in Congo.
Yes.
So now it shows you the way we have to work together as Africans, not just a single country. This is also going to come in our communities. If we are like 20 people, 30 people, and you are only 2 who are willing to bring people together, others, they will be like your opposers to make you fail to connect people. So we have to come up with, as our sister said, with a structure which can be applicable in each other's mind, right? That can solve the problem at once.
Actually, I agree with you in that point. I've never known anything about tribes here in Rwanda.
Yes.
Like my circle of relationships are
Me
all
also.
youth.
Yeah.
All are youth. You don't hear I am like this or like this. This one thing I like about Rwanda
Yes,
here.
we don't mention.
But actually, tribes can
Yes.
sometimes be good and sometimes can be bad. It depends on how you use that tribes. Now
You are saying it can be good and bad?
it can be good.
No,
and
there's
some-
no way a tribe can
No.
be good.
How? Like what I mean by
I agree with you.
yeah.
There is no way.
Okay.
Yes.
Listen.
As a humanitarian, me I'm a humanitarian.
Tribe, it's normal.
Tribes can be good. How?
It can be
How?
good.
Okay.
Like it's nature. I depends. I have
The reason why I'm saying the tribes can be good, like when we take example of Rwanda, there are 2 tribes. They speak the same language.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It was by then. There were 2. They were using the same language.
2 or 3.
They were
Three
using the
tribes.
same language.
3 tribes,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
But now let me take example back to my country, South Sudan. We have 64 tribes, and with 64
Okay,
tribes.
it is many.
And when you talk about the tribes, each tribe speak a different language. Now, if you say you want to cancel the issue of tribes, okay, which language are you going to impose on the tribes? This is one. If you want to say, okay, let us speak one language from those tribes, and it should be
Swahili.
Wait, Swahili
No,
is not
Swahili is
our.
not used there.
It's not in South Sudan. It's not one of the languages that is used in South Sudan. So when you talk about those languages, which language are you going to use? If you use my language, the rest of the tribes will complain.
Yeah,
If you use
actually, this one of the problems.
this is one of the
But
problems.
when you say like tribes in
Yeah.
Sudan, for example,
So
like I have back. If you find problems, if you can use it in this way.
So,
you know.
okay, my brother, and also to our audience, as now we have reached to the break time. So just allow us to take some break, and then we shall come back for this discussion. It's actually getting interesting, and believe us, for the second part, everything is going to be so interesting. And just we are going for a break now. Thank you.
You're taking some pictures and you're gonna be saying before and after.
In Rwanda, Kazakhstan relations.
Okay, as we know that young people use social media like every day, most of them. So I think they have to share stories and videos and some photos and messages that support peace and respect. And as you know that it is not that easy and quickly to happen this change. So I think young people must do a small thing and it will grow over time, like talk and listen to other people and work together to join volunteer work and volunteer work and work together so that it can help. Thank you.
Okay, actually, that's a good point from you, my sister. And actually, that was a short period of break, and we are back here, and we are going to come back with the fire again. But before we come back with the fire, and let me start before someone start firing me, because I first thing I'd say the topic it is divided into two. First thing is that can young people be like a bridge in the divided communities? That was the first part I talked about, and I also gave some suggestions that for really, if we youth, we need to become like a bridge in these particular societies or in different societies. We must observe some other things that I mentioned earlier. Now let us talk about, especially in relevant in post-conflict societies that experience conflict by then, and some of them which are still even maybe experiencing conflict and all this. But before maybe I go to this and I join them together, there's one thing that I want to tell us all. We as a human being live around the youth, even the elders. There are three things here we need to know. There's something that I always term as the 3 C's of life. The 3 C's of life is we have choice, or first thing we have chance, we have choice, and then we have change. These are the three things. And you as a human being, if you don't acknowledge these three C's of life, you will be in problem. First thing is that if you don't take a chance to make a choice, believe me, your life will never change. This is what we need to know. And you as a youth, we already have the chance for the choice that we can make. So which choice are you going to what? Which choice are you going to make so that your life can change? If you don't take a chance today, when do you think you will have it? It's still a problem. If you don't make a choice today, it will still be a problem. If you don't make a choice, believe me, the society will make a choice on your behalf. And if the change come, because change comes automatically, if you don't make the choice, the change will come. Whatever way the change will come, just accept it the way it is, because you had a chance, you didn't make the choice, so that's why you need to accept the what, the choice. So when I talk about the post conflict societies, so there are societies that experience a lot of things, like maybe say the war and all this, like discrimination, maybe genocide and all this. So for you to be a bridge, you as a youth, to be a bridge in that particular society, it will really be hard without awareness. That's one. Without sacrifice, without also cooperation from the rest of the communities, it will be hard. It will really actually be hard on you. The reason why I'm saying so is that, let me just give an example. As I said earlier, that when we are growing up, they are telling us these are the enemies. For example, maybe my community fought with another community by then, and they don't want us to interact with the other community. So we, the youth, we will find it hard in order to what? To also disrespect our parents, because we believe that they are the one who brought us here, and we really need to respect them. And even I am sure the Bible talked about it, and I'm sure even the Quran talked about it, that respect your father and your mother. So if we talk about this, there's definitely, you will find it hard in order to do something. But now when you have the choice, when you have the chance to make a choice, you need to make a choice that can be able to bring a perfect change in every society. So through this way, you can be what? You can be a bridge in that. So maybe this is something that I would like to add small as we continue with the discussion. Let us also listen to some of the views from our colleagues here, and then we continue.
Okay. You ask a very good questions, and I want to ask you this question. Let us take our societies as example, South Sudanese and Northern Sudanese. Yes, we are a post-conflict society.
That's
so
true.
I know some South Sudanese, they are very happy when South Sudan is separate from the North Sudan, and they say right now they have their independent country, and they call it the war of liberation. But I call it the war of separation, not the liberation. Okay, so the first question: do you support the separation between South Sudan and North Sudan, or you support unity?
Okay. You're asking me as a youth with a political question.
You and her, and also that gentleman
Okay.
also.
Okay, it's actually a good question, and I'm not going to run away from it. You see, there's one thing here that we need to know, because we are now here, we are youths, and what we need to know is that the separation that happened by then, and all the fighting and all this, you mentioned something earlier by then about the as Islam being superior and something of that. That's what you said
Arab
earlier.
superiority.
That's what you said earlier. So if you see about this one here, there's one thing that will come into your mind. Just take an example. You're my elder brother, and every decision you're the one to take, even if I have a voice to make, you still just want to press me down. What do you think I will do? I will retaliate, right? I will also need my voice to be heard.
Of course.
I will need my voice to be heard.
course.
So that is one thing. And for you, you know that if I speak something, it can also solve both of us. Now, if you don't want to listen to this, what do you think I will do? I will definitely just shift from what? I will just shift from there. I will go and form my own house, so that I can get my own freedom. So this is just a simple example I want to tell you.
Okay,
But if you come into the agreement with me, where do you think I will be? We shall be in the same home together, right? So I'm telling you that I'm not supporting it. I'm not supporting the separation, and I'm not also accepting the what? I'm not also like accepting to stay where I'm being oppressed. So this is a political ideology where we say, okay, we separated from this and all this. But by then, if they could just reach to an agreement where it say, okay, take 50% of this, and I also take 50% of this, believe me, the separation was not going to be there. So I'm not going to tell you that whether I'm supporting the separation
Answer
or
my
I'm not
question directly,
accepting.
please. No need to go here and there. Are you with unity or against the unity?
I'm a youth, and I would like to bridge the what? The society. Yes.
You don't want to give me an answer, but it's fine.
Okay. I would like to believe like this question was from a pure intention. It is not like from the intention like to try to find a reason for us like to even create more division or separation. Let me hope it's like from that intention of just knowing the reason as to why we separated. So let me just give you a very simple explanation based on what I believe. So looking at our country, truly, like, we are two set of people, the north and the south. We are two set of people.
Two set.
Allow me to explain. So like then the North Sudan and the South Sudan, like before we separate, I feel like the North, they were into Islam as a religion, and the South were into what? Christianity. And based on history, right? So it was taught for us particularly that like, because the president used to be from the north, like every kind of political meetings, everything used to be in the north. So we felt like we were not part of it, we were not included. And inclusion is a very important aspect in life. If you don't feel like you belong to this place, then what is the point of being here? Why don't I go and search for me a place whereby I can be accepted, I can be loved, I can be chosen for the way I am? I don't have to be forced into something that I don't want to be. Maybe I don't want to be Islam. I don't want to be in that kind of a religion. So if like the government, it is trying like to enforce everyone to go in a particular way, but I choose to go in the other way. So why don't we agree for separation? It is for peace. You see, let's look at the separation between Sudan and South Sudan, not a way like to cause kind of tension. It was just something meant to happen. Either way, it was going to happen, whether by religion, whether by identity. It was going to happen at one point in life, because most of the development back then, it was just in Sudan. Frankly speaking, the South were feeling what? Marginalized. If we were not feeling that way, were we going to ask for separation? Of course not.
I agree with you on this point, and I want to add something. Like, all of the problem here is all of this religion and tribes and so on. It's all identities. Like, it's not bad in of itself, but politicians, they use it to achieve their objectives. Like, for example, we have been talking about Sudan case. For me, I'm from the north, and you're from the south, right? For me, I don't see any different. But why the conflict happened? The politicians, they have Islamic. You are Christian, and they see the Christian is wrong. But you are the president of Sudan. You are not the president of Islam, right?
Of all Sudanese.
Yes, you are the president of Sudan, and Sudan is a mix of both religions. That's number one. For Sudan, for South Sudan problems, like we have ignorance. All of us. You don't know that even in North Sudan, we are not developed. Everything in the capital, where that governments are, not in the even in the one. I think one of the politicians from South Sudan, he went to the north and he said they are worse than us.
He's John Garang.
John Garang. He said it's worse than us. And John Garang, to know that north, they don't have problem with the south. John Garang has been voted from the northern more than the southern. Yes. You know, in the Sudan election, the northern people has voted for John Garang.
Okay, it was not John Garang by then, but it was Salva Kiir Mayardit,
I mean John
the
Garang.
president,
No, John
who is
Garang.
current. Because during the time of separation, it was Salva Kiir who was there during the time of separation. So this one brings us to, it's actually a very good example that you have brought. It brings us to where can, for the post-conflict, can the youth be bridge in that? Can me and you be a bridge in that?
Yeah.
So,
absolutely. So
yes.
I've heard this is a good flashback, you know. It's good to always know what's going on. You understand? At this point in time, we're the youth, and okay, we happen to already be here, and we cannot dodge these bullets, you know. Yeah, we gotta tackle everything as it comes. Yeah, what is very, very important, when you understand whatever happened, is a beautiful thing, because that's when you can find the solution. The point here is you as a person. You are the center of this. You're no longer that child running around in the bush when maybe antelopes are flying around and you wouldn't ask anybody why. Right now, you can ask somebody why. Understand? You said it that in the north they were developing. Of course, it was evident in the capital. And then you say the other thing, which you also have to respect, that in the countryside is even worse. Yeah, this is why listening is very important. Sometimes we feel marginalized as a person. You feel that I'm being cheated on. You feel that maybe the other person on the other side is having it better than me. You understand? But one thing I know, we all have problems. Everybody have problems. So you have to just take the step of being positive. Try to listen to another person. You can say your point here. Like right now, I can say my stuff. You listen. Maybe later you say yours, and I will feel like, hey man, I'm doing even greater than you. Yeah. But it's very important to listen. As the youth, we are from Mother Africa. This is our continent. Coming from different backgrounds.
My brother, you just touched something very important about listening. You see, listening alone, it is already a step forward for bridging. For example, now, if there's a problem, and I actually listen to your problem with the intention of understanding you, believe me, not with the intention of listening to you in order to reply, but listening to you in order to what? To understand. If I listen, then definitely I'm going to what? I'm going to understand. And definitely if I understand the problem, then I will come up with a solution. And the solution that I will come up with, I must make sure that the solution is both like a positive to all of us. And if it is not positive to all of us, and if I come with a solution, I will also come to you with a solution, and then we debate on it and how we can be able to reach to what? To a particular solution. So this one, it is the youth that is going to play the role in that particular thing. You see the youth here, we are the majority. Someone said this one earlier in the beginning. We are the majority. And whenever there is conflict or whenever there is something, it is us, the youth, who are being mobilized in order to cause destruction. So if we are being mobilized, like for today, if I'm told to mobilize my fellow youths in order so that for us to go and cause destruction in another community, or maybe to go and kill people in another community. So now what do I do? What do I respond in this as a youth that understands something, that conflict is not the solution? And also, peace is not the solution either if we are not willing. If we are not willing. We can say, yeah, now me and you, we have peace. But at the end of the day, when I go back there, I know I don't have peace. We can just say it by our own mouth.
There's
so
a
that's
reason
why.
for that.
Yeah.
When I've heard a lot here about saying youth are going to be the bridge, youth are going to be the solution. But youth are also the the main cause of distraction.
They are the catalyst. Actually,
right?
They are the catalyst.
Let me tell you why. You say that we are the most population. 60% is a lot.
Say 80%.
90%.
So, me, I think I have a different view
about this.
Yes, I have a different view.
Come on, my brother.
We say the youth can be a bridge, and you are mentioning the majority, the 60, the 80. But my brother, if someone has a power, even if it can be one person.
I was going there, my brother. Now, see where my point is heading.
So all these are influence.
Where my point is headed. You understand? Let's say you are working in a farm somewhere and you're getting low wages. Understand? You're trying to feed your family. Right? You are working, right? Day and night. You're trying to feed your family. You have energy, which the elderly, maybe you say about 8, they don't have. You have the energy. Your energy, that's what you can use to change things. I come. I have some money. I have an issue with another person. And I come and mobilize you guys. Maybe I see you are a macho guy. I'm seeing how you're working. I say, man, there's $5,000 on the table. I want you to go and burn that house over there. Okay? You will not think about it because maybe you're earning $5.
Yes.
Okay? You will not think about it. So, poverty.
The interest.
Poverty, circumstances, wars, and all these things. They also play a very, very strong role in how people make decisions and how people think. Environment that you are in are very, very, very important.
But do you know that you as a youth, you have a choice to make? Whenever the $5,000, just for example, the $5,000 is being given to you, go and burn that house. First thing, if I go and burn that house, are there people sleeping in that house? If so, if they are sleeping there, after burning the house, where will they go?
Okay.
And if I use the money, definitely, it's just a temporary pleasure. It will definitely go. So you as a youth, you have
the money can take your child to the hospital.
My brother
It's not temporary.
Still you have what? Still you have. Instead of destroying like many lives, why didn't you just lose this one? Because remember, there's also sacrifice. There's also a sacrifice. you're going to cause much destruction in that. What if you're going to burn that house and you got killed there? What do you think will happen to you next?
But you
It's
did
still-
something.
You did something,
You did
but it's
something
still
to change your situation,
no,
right?
no, no, no.
So
You
what I'm
also
trying
need
to get
think.
at,
You
what
need
I'm
to
trying to
think.
get at, I'm not supporting the fact that violence that the youth cause is a good thing. I'm trying to tell you, like, our systems, you know, this is how they operate. If I tell you that we actually don't need paper money to run a country, right? But the system make it look like it's everything, right? Because every transaction go like that. That's starting from the developments in the country, right? Let's say now this rice or the whatever you eat, it's imported, right? If it's imported, what does it mean? You have to pay for it to come. But if you guys just decide to plant it, you still get the same sacks of rice, but this time you're not going to pay for it. Wouldn't that be a good thing?
If you don't pay for it, right
No, listen. You now take it to yourself, an account. You're buying a sack of rice that is imported. You use, like, let's say 50,000 rand and
You know,
franc.
in some countries, you
Listen,
are not
listen, brother.
allowed
Listen,
to eat
brother.
something you have planted.
Listen. What?
In some countries,
Huh?
you are not allowed to eat something you have planted.
So why are you planting it?
Wait, let me tell you. Me, as a person who is in a revenue department, I want you to plant and give it to the industry as a raw material so that it comes to the market with tax.
That's exploitation. Of course, it's very good for a
of
country. Listen,
resources.
for a country, the most important thing a country can do,
You still have to pay
the
what
most
you planted.
important thing a country can do is to export, right? Foreign exchange, like get some potatoes, all these things, export them, so that it will bring the country.
Even if you are using it
Right?
inside the country.
But some that system you are saying is exploitation, because how can you, the people of the country who are planting, how can you not get from your produce?
It's happening. It's the system.
So
Then as a youth, what are you going to do
If it is
about
a
it?
system, we as a youth, what are we going to do about it?
That's what we're talking about here.
So what we are talking about, that's what I was trying to say. The people who has power still, they are, even if they can be 1% and we are 99%, we still have to get power. Or it is related to the question I even asked in the first part. Why do you think these people who are in leadership today, they were once young, they were once youth, they even you now, we are talking this because you are not in a position. Sometimes if we vote you, your mind changes.
No,
because you
no,
go
no.
in a different position and
No,
you
no,
see the
no.
reality of the things.
But
So
it means if you're going to change once you are being appointed in a position, then it means you already have that dirty mentality already from the
alright.
beginning.
So now
Okay?
the thing I want us to understand is this. We have to understand the nature of how people are. On cigarettes boxes, there is this stuff called
right.
says yes,
Smoking is dangerous.
it's dangerous. But
Smoking
still
is dangerous to
people,
your health.
they
smoke.
smoke.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you see now, these people you see, even the youth who are saying they don't do good things, and even these other people, they still know what is good, what is wrong. But the reality of things here in Africa, we are going to come back to the poverty. We are going to come back with the interest of the superior country powers. We are going to come back with these elder people who are in power, who still wants their
excuse
wealth to grow up. You see,
I told you from
I
the
think
beginning, and I
we
said from
forgot
the beginning,
point
the
about the
elders
youth.
now, they are just maintaining
youth.
what they have already started.
Youth.
No, the elders. He said the elders.
We deviate about a lot of things.
Yeah. He first said about the elders being convincing the youths in order to maybe cause destruction and also not being what? Being the bridges. But now, if you are to think about the elders now, the elders, what they are doing now, they have borrowed the future from us. And us, we have also borrowed the future from the generation that is not yet there. The reason why I'm saying so, we are now here. If we don't make everything right, the next generation that is coming behind us, what do you
the
think?
reality, that's what we are going to do. Because that's
What are they going
the
to do?
system we are still in
So,
Africa.
so leave about Africa now. Talk about us changing the system. We the youths, we have the power. Okay? Do you believe that you have the power?
How many
No.
ministers
Do you?
who are under 35
Wait.
in your country?
You first leave about that one. Now let me ask you. You as a youth, do you believe that you have a power to change something?
I can only change my classmates.
You can,
Only my
then
classmates.
that is power.
Okay. But at the end of the day, someone has money to pay
You
the whole
first
country.
leave this one to pay the whole country. If you as a youth, now you said you're only going to change your classmates. What strategy are you going to take? So from the classmate, maybe you are 40 in class and you're going to change the class, the whole of the class. How many do you think from the 40, how many do you think they can change? They can still change a lot, right?
Yes.
So that is exactly how
For
we the
certain
youths
time,
we have
not
to work.
for the entire time, certain time. Because still money controls many things and the poverty.
All right.
So as we conclude now, I would say someone who brought up the concept of UN or United Nation, it was a good idea, even if it is not really in practice as supposed to be. But if the people could all understand the term humanitarian, all the people, like you see these people in UNICEF, in Save the Children, when they come, they don't look at the tribes, they don't look at the countries, they don't look at the superior or the poverty. They're just there because someone who is there who needs help. They are human beings. So all of us, we have to understand each other as human beings so that I can do something to you that I can't wish you can do to me, like loving each other. That is a conclusion. And another thing is we have to pursue for ourselves as youth so that we can be in a positions. Otherwise, if you are not in a position, politics controls everything at the end of the day.
So also, as we have been in a very nice discussion, what I would just like to say concerning this topic, we the youths, we have the power to change everything that we need through the decisions that we make today, and also everything that we see can be able to change the society. We have the power for it. Let us first forget about everything that has happened and let us start a new chapter of life so that we can also be able to have a very good development and everything that we need as the youth. So, because if we are to follow what happened back, we are still going to continue with the same mentality. So, we the youth, we have the power to change the mentality and also to change our society around so that we can be the bridge about that one.
Okay, in a nutshell, I would like to say in a few words is that if we youths have the power to breach like division in our communities, I believe like we need to first acknowledge these divisions in our communities. We need to first accept them. Is like the reality, it has actually happened, and we need to move past these conflicts, past these divisions in our community. And for me personally, like I've always believed that a society can change when there are rules, when a structure is put forward for everybody to follow. Otherwise, all of us are going to have different opinions. But let's look at our benefits. Let's look at the positivity that can come from some of the decisions we make by ourselves. So like we can come from a very traumatic, painful society that has a lot of conflicts that happen, genocide or any kind of war. But then it is the love, the unity to get past all this conflict that actually matters. So we need to have rules, we need to have structure in place, and we need to have support, and we need to plant like seeds of love. If we like who are at 30 we cannot change, maybe there is a hope for those ones who are growing. If we can change their mentality, we can plant the seeds of love among them, whether like through educational programs, sports, like radio talk shows like this. Then I think we can be able to move past this conflict that we have been experiencing. So it is about love, rules and structure.
Okay. Uh, for me, because our topic today it is about the post-conflict societies. So I do think most of our countries in Africa we have those common things, common problems of injustice, inequality, and racism, and classes, and tribalism. So my message to our audience here and all of us, if we want to have a solution and to go over of the conflicts, we should forget about all of this and about the diversity. I think it is not a problem to have a Muslim, to have a Christian, to have a problem, to have a tribes, to have a different views. But we should remember that we are living in the same country, we are living in the same land. So what we should be first is the interest of our nation and our state, not to look for the differences. Let us look for the common things. Thank you.
In my conclusion, that we are as a young people, we can make anything to be better, and we can make people respect each other and understand the different, whatever is about religion or everything, culture, everything. Yeah. So thank you.
So, for my conclusion, I'll just say that we should be able to make good decisions. We should learn to love people and respect them, no matter who they are. And also, we should learn to change our mindset. If we have that bad mindset that people had back, let's say during that conflict time, if people had bad mindset about certain particular people, we should change that mindset and make the difference so that we can be able to change the reality of our society.
Okay, thank you. And I want to say that the current world we are living in is a result of how the old man who used to build this world was thinking. Okay, that means if we think in the same way, we will have the same results. So they were think about, like, for religion and countries and nationalities and all of its identity. You cannot judge someone because who is he, but what he choose, his choices. Like, for example, I'm black in the racism country. I'm black, but did I choose that? I didn't. But I choose to be good person. You have to treat me in the way I choose to be. That's number one. Number two, as a youth, we have the ability to change, and we have the desire, and we are able to do that because we have social media. We know one another. We hear now. My perception of Africa is not the same of my grandfathers. For example, I love them. I'm Muslim and I love the Christians. I don't matter if he's right, if I'm wrong. I love him as my neighbor and as my friend, as my teacher. So to change, we have to think in another way. That's all, and thank you.
It has been a wonderful panel. We've had a great time here to trying to break down, could youth be the bridge? Of course. In Africa, of course, it's possible. What I urge the youth is just that be a part of the solution. Don't watch from the stands. Okay? When decisions are being made, important decisions about society, don't have the mindset of saying that this only belongs to a group of people, a certain group of people. Like how many people distance themselves from topics like politics, that it is dirty and something like that. These are very, very important things that will not only affect those making the decision, it will affect everybody, you know. So as a youth, you always need to be part of it. Be part of the important decisions that are made about you. You know yourself, okay? Let nobody put anything on you. You know who you are, you know what you want to do. So sometimes people fear judgment. You know, people fear that I'm going to be talked about in a certain kind of way. Most importantly, spread love, share love, because love is the greatest religion, as far as I know. So, as we come to the end of this, our viewers, I hope you've enjoyed. Have a good time. Spread love.